All right, so we're with Al, and he has been testing the Norco Team 9.1. Al, what do you think the strengths of the bike were for you during your test period?
Acceleration and climbing. It's definitely a good accelerator. It definitely climbs. And I'd also go ahead and put general overall handling for a cross-country bike in it. One thing I would like to point out about this bike is I didn't really get a good chance to pre-ride it. I just rode it in the blind in a race. You know, the only thing I did was set it up the couple days before the race, and just got it adjusted to where I wanted to, playing around in my neighborhood, maybe the woods behind my neighborhood, but no serious riding whatsoever. And my first true test ride was at race speed, and it performed very well.
Okay, all right, so strengths again?
Overall handling, climbing, and acceleration.
Man, this thing always gets me.
What do you think about the weaknesses?
Descending. It's not so bad in generally flat terrain like we have here, but it's a point and shoot bike. I don't mean point and steer, I mean point and shoot. You point it and it's going to go there very quickly. It stays stable at, general cross-country speeds, but when you're descending at faster rate of speed, it does slow you down. There are some parts even on our local courses here which again are not very vertical that I did hold back where I normally don't hold back.
All right, do you think this is a problem for a race bike?
No, not at all. Not for a cross-country rig. You're going to make more time going up a hill, exploiting the flats, and taking turns, carving them as fast as you can. A lot more so than what you're going to get out of the downhills. If you want to exploit downhills, do downhill type racing, whether it's actual, big hit downhill, Super D or Enduro. But this is a cross-country bike, and it's perfect for cross-country.
All right, cool. So let's talk about the parts kit. Do you think it's a good value for a cross-country racer, like a privateer guy gets on that bike? Can he race it right out of the box?
$3,300 price point, and you've got a carbon fiber frame with X9, SRAM X9 components to include X7 or Elixir 7 Avid brakes. I think you're doing pretty well. You also end up with some Sunringle Black Flag comp wheels. So yes, it does very well. A couple of points of interest on the parts I'd like to mention. On a medium frame here, I tend to sit a little tall in the saddle. I would have liked to have had a little longer seat post, about at least 400. This is a millimeter. This is a 350. And the reason I mentioned the seat post though is that as mediums go, this is kind of a small medium, and it's a good fit for me, but I generally sit tall in the saddle anyway, and it would be nice to have just a little more height.
All right, okay. Let's see. And how tall are you, just for the record?
Between 5'8" and 5'9", somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, so that's pretty true to a medium-sized frame, so that's a valid complaint.
Yes.
All right, so then let's talk about the final question. Who do you think should buy the Norco Team 9.1?
This is the independent guy who is trying to get out there and competitively race and wants a competitive rig. $3,300 out of the box, and you have a carbon fiber race bike that's spec'd out very nicely. So the guy who's very competitive, funding himself, and wants a great place to start, this is it.